Hello everyone. Many school students are spending almost their entire time studying and just studying, laying the groundwork for preparation towards future competitive examinations like JEE, NEET, etc. Now through this video, I want to send the message to all of you school students as well as to your parents that you are making a very grave mistake, a big mistake in not allocating some time on a regular basis on some kind of a hobby, some kind of a side interest which you can passionately follow, something which you engage in, which does not fetch you marks, but which you do purely for fun. Now, some of you may be immediately retorting that you are barely getting any time to complete your studies. Where will you get the time to do all of these things? So, my urgent request to you is that even if it means spending a little bit less time on your studies, do it. Okay, spend some time in some hobby or side interest. So through this video, I first want to tell you why this is necessary. I'll state three important but very straightforward reasons, and then I'll tell you what are the kind of things that you can pursue. And some of you may be thinking that you do not have any special talent or anything. For those people also there will be something. Okay, so let's get into the why. So just to keep the spirit of things right, I want to state that this is not some general random life advice. Okay, what I'm going to say is actually going to benefit you in your career, in your actual aim towards those competitive examinations. So why? So see, take a step back and think about it. These competitive examinations, especially JEE and to a certain extent I'm sure NEET also, they involve a certain amount of creativity. Now creativity is something which requires that your brain has had not just some kind of a functional development but also a comprehensive wholesome development. Now will that kind of a wholesome development come about if you just sit at one place and study all day? I mean, what I mean to say here is that you see, as human beings, we did not evolve to sit at one place for 8 to 10 hours straight up and just keep mugging things. Okay, we did not evolve to sit for exams, prepare for exams. That's what I'm trying to say. So by doing this, by studying all day and not doing anything else, you are actually curtailing the development of your brain. And when that brain development gets curtailed, your creativity gets hampered, and when your creativity gets hampered, your ultimate performance later on in those competitive examinations are actually going to get hampered. So see, the irony is that by studying too much for the competitive examinations or preparation towards that, I mean, you are school students now, so those examinations are way in the future. So you are actually harming yourself. Okay, you're harming your chances for those competitive examinations. So this is the biggest point that I wanted to highlight. The second point is that let's say that you somehow get through JEE or NEET, okay, and you end up in a very good institute. You're all happy, and you are now an undergraduate student. And now see, you are going to live in a hostel. Okay, this is most likely the scenario, and it's a pressure cooker kind of scenario, semester after semester, so many subjects, this and that. Okay, staying away from home, no ghar ka khana, all that. Okay, all sorts of pressure, plus this, I mean, societal pressure, this and that, job and everything. Now that kind of a hostel life, okay, that undergraduate life can become unbearable if you do not have some kind of a mental outlet. Okay, like some source of stress relief. Okay, so in that situation, you will be tremendously benefited if you can go for some kind of side interest, like set aside everything, the professional level things, and just pursue something out of fun for a little time every day, or maybe for a little time every week. Okay, not even every day. So and the problem is that when you are already so very much busy, you won't find the time to develop a new kind of interest or to develop the skills to enjoy a hobby. So whether you will develop that skill for the hobby or whether you will develop the skills which are required for your professional development, which one will you do? Okay, so as an undergraduate student. So if you have already developed some side interests, some skills for hobby as a school student, so by the time you are an undergraduate student, you can utilize those skills to actually enjoy and have some fun in that side interest, in that side hobby. Okay, that's the point I want to state. Of course, if you're already an undergraduate student, I mean, it's not too late. Nothing is too late. I mean, even a 60-year-old person can start a new hobby. There is nothing wrong with that, absolutely. But I mean, you have to spend a little bit more time for that. That's the point that I'm trying to say. Okay. And by the way, mind you, that these kinds of side hobbies or side interests, hobbies, these can actually help you foster friendships as an undergraduate student. And mind you, in the hostel life, okay, unless you have a good friend circle, it will not be a large friend circle, it is going to really hamper you. Okay, it is really going to affect you. So many of the problems which nowadays students face is because of these kind of a loneliness, even in the midst of a crowd. I mean, like this is like a very bad punishment, like feeling lonely in a crowd. Okay, this feeling of isolation. So having some kind of a side interest can help you build friendships with other people who also have those kinds of similar side interests, because everyone is studying engineering, studying medicine. I mean, that is not a common ground for friendship, right? Everyone is doing that in the hostel, so you need something else to have a commonality with. Okay, the third point why you should develop this thing is that let's say, for argument's sake, if as a school student you have some free time, okay, and this is going to be extremely true for those students who are in plus 2, 11 and 12. Okay, you are not going to get too much free time, but you are going to get very little free time, and within that you have to have some relaxation or enjoyment. So if you do not have already a hobby developed or some kind of a side interest which you like, okay, something that we have not already developed in your school level, in 6th standard to 10th standard, let's say, then what will happen is that you will probably end up taking up your mobile phone and just scrolling through social media. Okay, like doom scrolling, and we all know what this leads to. Okay, you think that you are going to just scroll, maybe have a scroll for 5 minutes, and lo and behold, you see that half an hour has gone, 1 hour has gone. Okay, it has happened with me also. Okay, you open YouTube shorts or whatever Instagram reels, so just 1 hour will go away just like that. Okay, and we all know that when after such a session, you end up being more tired than you had started that session with. You wanted to have your mind refreshed, but I mean, the unfortunate thing is that you end up getting more tired. Okay, so what's the benefit? In contrast to that, suppose you have already a side interest, okay, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Okay, then you can immediately switch. So the moment your acads stop, you can switch to that thing, pursue that for a little bit, maybe for half an hour, 1 hour, something, and that can actually refresh your mind, and you can come back refreshed with renewed energy to your studies, which can actually help your preparation. Okay, so you see, although it may sound a little bit like contrarian that you are curtailing your study time, but by having this kind of a hobby or a side project, it can actually boost your preparation, materialistically thinking. Okay, of course it is going to help you in your all-round development and all that. The general life lesson always is applicable for these things, but I'm saying that even for your professional development, this is good. Okay, so what are the things that you can do? So this was all the whys, 3 big points regarding the whys. Let's talk about the what you can do. So what you can do is, so first preference, I would always say some kind of sports. Okay, because if your mind is completely devoted to some kind of academic pursuit, then sports can be a great complement to that. Okay, so the acads is for the mental thing and sports is for the physical thing. Overall, it can be a nice complement. I mean, it can really it can really benefit you. Next, I would say some sort of music. Okay, singing, playing some musical instrument. Okay, not just listening to music. Okay, that is, I mean, it's not bad. Okay, but it's kind of passive. Okay, you don't get, I mean, directly engaged in it. So uh, so if you develop some kind of a musical interest, music, some hobby, some skill in playing a musical instrument or something, then it can be a lifelong friend. Okay, and mind you that learning music, uh, it can open up neural pathways which can otherwise remain dormant. Okay, so it really does help in your mental development. So if you're thinking in that way, that how can be a I can be, I mean, stronger and better music, intellectually, this can actually be really beneficial. And mind you, music, like if you can actually place an instrument or something, then there is a certain physicality to it. Okay, I mean, you use your hands, fingers, your shoulders, maybe if you're playing violin or something like that, maybe the guitar. So there is a certain physicality to it, and that can refresh you. Okay, so after sitting for so long for studies, if you do that, I mean, it can really refresh you. Next, arts. Again, there is a physicality involved in the arts. If you're painting something, sketching something, maybe you are into sculpting. Okay, not many people are interested in that, but it can be like a tremendous thing. uh, uh, there is nowadays a lot of scope in pursuing hobbies in arts uh, in the digital world, meaning that you can pursue some kind of graphic art, some kind of animation. Okay, it is a strain on your eyes. Okay, you are studying, that is a strain on your eyes, and then you are doing this also, that is a strain on your eyes. But still, I mean, if you can manage it, it can be really fun. Okay, next, something co-curricular. So maybe you have some interest in electronics, some kind of a do-it-yourself kind of project, uh, or there are, I mean, not so much opportunities for woodworking in foreign countries. School students are engaged in these kinds of things, and this can be tremendously fulfilling, like actually doing things with your own hands. And mind you, in this day and age, where uh, there is so much talk regarding AI, uh, and uh, and the dangers associated with it. Uh, Mind you that uh, if you can make something with your own hands, that is not going to be immediately replaced by AI. Okay, I know. I mean, AI can create poems, AI can create music, AI can create arts also, but still, if you do something with your own hand, okay, electronics also, there's an entire maker culture. So look up this phrase, okay, the maker culture. Okay, so this can be like a tremendous boost to your professional development. Okay, so think about it. There is another entire world out there where students are interested in pursuing programming. Okay, some kind of coding. Now, please don't think that through this I'm encouraging you to eventually pursue computer science. No. Okay, even if you have a natural knack for the mechanical sciences, the physical sciences, even then, coding can actually be a very good side pursuit, and which can eventually tie in into your professional development. Okay, so when you go into your undergraduate studies and higher studies, you will see how it can help you day in and day out. Okay, and I mean, it can be a lot of fun. Okay, so there's that. Now, as I told earlier, suppose, let's say for argument's sake, you tell me that you have no such special talent, no such special interest, you don't like these things, doing any of these things. So what are you going to do? Or maybe you do not have the opportunities immediately present in your school or at your home. I can understand some constraints are there. Maybe you have some problem physically, so you cannot pursue sports. So, I mean, whatever reason. Okay, but one thing which everyone can do, and that is reading. Okay, so you can join my club. So my club means I also did not have any special talent. I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play any musical instrument, no nothing, but I can read. Okay, and that I pursued to a certain extent. Okay, I mean, I have friends who are much more voracious readers than I am, but still, to a certain extent, I have read in my life, and I have derived a lot of pleasure from it. So this is something which everybody can do. And mind you, I mean, this is something which can be extremely fulfilling at a very personal level, because reading can be extremely personal. Uh, I mean, the same book read by two different individuals can give two different sorts of enjoyment. Okay, so through reading you kind of discover yourself also. uh, I mean, I could spend an hour making a video just on reading and writing. uh, now but at the same time, reading, beyond this personal fulfillment, it can actually give you a very good competitive edge in your professional development. Okay, because no matter what you do, you have to read. Okay, I mean, developments in AI and all these things is on one side, you have to read. There is no two ways about it. Okay, you have to read and you have to comprehend things in a very fast and efficient manner. So if you develop this hobby, this side interest of reading, it can truly benefit you. Okay, and very close by to reading, in a more engaging sense, is writing. Okay, so many people start with reading and then they get so interested in words, in sentences, in the beauty of uh, this writing and communication, that they eventually write something. Okay, this happened to me also, and I really hope that it happens to you also. And writing is again something which can be a tremendous superpower in your arsenal of professional development. Now some of you may be thinking that in this day and age, does it really matter? Because if you give a prompt to ChatGPT, it can produce a wall of text. But have you actually, I mean, read those walls of text? Okay, so I mean, writing in a very human fashion, and being able to communicate things, technical things, non-technical things, is going to be a superpower. Okay, so if you're interested, maybe I'll think of writing, coming up with a video dedicated to reading and writing. Okay, so these are some of the things which I wanted to highlight. One last thing I want to highlight is, some of you from the school level, from class 6 to 10, you are interested in Olympiads. Now, if you are interested in that, then yes, you are going to get very little time for anything else. Okay, but people who are genuinely interested and capable, okay, have a certain capability for Olympiads, I think they should pursue it. Okay, even if it means that you do not get to develop any side hobby. I mean, that Olympiad thing is a very worthy, more than worthy, I would say, side interest. And I'm calling it side interest only because the kind of things that you have to do, it goes much beyond your school level things. But even if you're going for some kind of Olympiad preparation, I believe you can still find a little bit of time, maybe 1 hour every week, to pursue some kind of side interest. Okay, beyond books. Okay, beyond books. So that is it. Okay, so please try to heed my words. Spend some time, maybe a little time every day, or even if it is not possible every day, alternate days. Even if it is not possible alternate days, maybe every week. Okay, a few hours every week. Develop something. Okay, it will really stand you in good stead all your life. So with that, I wish you all the very best. Thank you and have fun.